Number 1. It says solve for m. We have m over 4 equals m plus 1 over 8. When it asks you to solve for a letter and you have two fractions set equal to each other, all we need to do to solve it is cross multiply. That means we multiply m times 8 and set that equal to 4 times m plus 1. So writing that out, I have 8 times m equals 4 times, in parentheses, m plus 1. Now, I like to write this out like this because noticing I'll have to multiply 4 by both of these. If I try to do it without writing it out, I could accidentally forget to distribute both of them. So this is just to make sure I distribute properly. Doing that gives me 8m equals 4 times m is 4m, and 4 times 1 is 4. So now I just solve that equation from there. I subtract 4m from both sides. I'll get 4m equals 4. I divide both sides by 4, and I'll get m equals 1. And that's going to be my answer. Number 2. Find the missing number in the proportion. So we have 15 over x plus 9 equals 3 over 2. So we have to cross multiply. So we have 15 times 2 equals x plus 9 times 3. So write that out. 15 times 2 equals 3, in parentheses, x plus 9. 15 times 2 is 30. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 9 is 27. Subtract 27 from both sides. You'll get 3 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. And x is going to equal 1. So that's going to be the answer. Number 3, we are solving the proportion. So we cross multiply, so 5 times 18 equals 14 times h. We'll have 5 times 18, which is 90, equals 14h. Divide both sides by 14, we'll get 90 over 14. We'll have to reduce that fraction down to 45 over 7. So my answer is going to be 45 over 7. Number 8. So we're solving the proportion. So we're cross multiplying. We have 6 times b minus 5 equals 6b plus 5 times 2. So we have 6 in parentheses b minus 5 equals 2 in parentheses 6b plus 5. Now we distribute in both of the parentheses. We'll have on the left 6b minus 30 equals 12b plus 10. So then I would move the smallest variable first, which is 6b, so I subtract that from both sides. I'll get negative 30 equals 6b plus 10. Then I subtract 10 on both sides, and I'll get negative 40 equals 6b. Divide both sides by 6, I'll get b equals negative 40 over 6. But that can be reduced, so we reduce it down to negative 20 over 3. We can divide top and bottom by 2. So the answer is going to be negative 20 over 3. Number 9. We are solving this proportion. We cross multiply, so b minus 4 times 4 equals 5 times b plus 3. So writing it out, 4 times b minus 4 equals 5 times b plus 3. Don't forget the parentheses. Now we distribute. So 4b minus 16 equals 5b plus 15. We are the smallest variable, so subtract 4b from both sides. You'll get negative 16 equals b plus 15. Subtract 15 on both sides. You'll get negative 31 equals b. So that's going to be the answer. Number 10. Hank's pickup can travel 42 miles on 3 gallons of gas. How many gallons will Hank's pickup truck need to travel 28 miles? So first, let's write our information. So we have miles over gallons. That's what's being compared. So our first comparison is 42 miles over 3 gallons. So we write 42 with the miles and 3 with the gallons. Now to set up the proportion from there, we look at what's being asked for. We're looking for how many gallons. So that means for my next fraction, the gallons is going to be x because we don't know that. And we're given 28 miles, so 28 miles goes on top. So equals 28 miles over the amount of gallons that we're looking for. Now we cross multiply. So we have 42 times x equals 3 times 28. So 3 times 28 is 84, equaling 42x. Divide both sides by 42, and we get x equals 2 gallons. So that's how many gallons Hank will need to travel 28 miles. That's the answer. Number 11. To determine the number of trout in the lake, a conservationist catches 143 trout, tags them, and throws them back into the lake. Later, 30 trout are caught, 10 of them are tagged. How many trout would the conservationist expect to be in the lake? We need to set up proportions. So first proportion is going to be trout tagged originally over the total trout in the lake. Now, the trout tagged originally is going to be 143. The total trout in the lake is what we're looking for, so that's going to be x. So write 143 over x. Now the second fraction for our proportion would be the trout that was tagged over the trout that was caught. Here we have 30 trout were caught, 10 of them were tagged. So 10 goes up top with tagged, 30 will go with caught, so 10 over 30. Now set those equal to each other and solve it by cross multiplying. So we have 143 times 30 equals 10 times x. So we have 10x equals 4,290. Divide both sides by 10. We get x equals 429. So that means they're expecting there to be 429 trout in the lake. And that's the answer. 12. A particular computer takes 12 minutes to download a 36-minute TV show. How long will it take the computer to download a 2.5-hour movie? The thing that sticks out to me first is that the movie is written in hours, so 2.5 hours, whereas a TV show is in minutes. So we're going to have to do some converting because they're in different units. So first, we know our proportion of minutes in the hour. We know there's 60 minutes in every hour. So what we're going to do is convert the hours to minutes. So we're looking for the number of minutes there are in 2.5 hours. So we cross multiply here, so 60 times 2.5 equals 1 times x, so that would be 60 times 2.5, which is 150. So there are 150 minutes in that 2.5 hour movie. So let's write that up there because we need that. Now to find how long it will take the computer to download the movie, we got to set up another proportion. So the proportion we're given is download time over the length of the movie or show. So we have download time over length of a TV show or movie. So we have 12 for the download time over 36 minutes, equaling the download time is what we're looking for out of the 150 minutes for the length of the movie. So there we cross multiply. So 12 times 150 equals 36 times x. So 12 times 150 would be 1,800 equals 36x. Divide both sides by 36, and x will equal 50. So it will take the computer 50 minutes to download a 2.5 hour movie. And that's going to be the answer. Number 13. We're just solving this proportion. There are decimals involved, but the process is still the same. So you do r times 5.6 equals 2.4 times 4.9. So we have 5.6r equals 2.4 times 4.9, which is 11.76. Divide both sides by 5.6, and you get r is 2.1, and that's the answer. Number 15. The scale of a map is 1 centimeter to 80 kilometers. What is the actual distance between the two towns that are 4 centimeters apart on the map? So first we're going to write centimeters over kilometers. So we have 1 centimeter over 80 kilometers. So using that proportion, set that equal to 4 centimeters to find out how many kilometers it actually is. So we cross multiply, so 1 times x equals 80 times 4, So it'll be x equals 80 times 4, which is 320. So the actual distance would be 320 kilometers, and that's the answer. Number 16, it says the triangles are similar. Find the missing side length of x. In similar triangles, corresponding sides or sides in the same position of each triangle are going to be proportional, meaning if I look at OD, the corresponding side to that in this triangle would be AP is in the same position. So the ratio of their measures, which will be 9/6, will be the same as the ratios of the other sides to its respective side in the other triangle. So like DT and PN, the ratio of that length to this length will also be the same. OT over AN, the ratio of those two will also be the same as the ratios of the other two sides. So let's write down that 9/6, since that is the ratio that we know. Now, we're looking for x, so we can write x over 36. Always go in the same direction. So 9/6, x over 36. So write that equal to x over 36. Now we just cross multiply. 9 times 36 equals 6x. 9 times 36 is 324, equaling 6x. Divide both sides by 6, you'll end up getting x equals 54, and that's going to be the answer. Number 17. In the diagram of the park to the right, triangle ADF is similar to triangle BCF. The crosswalk at point A is about 20 yards long. A bridge across the pond will be built from point B to point C. What will the length of the bridge be? Now BC will be this length here. So if I were to draw these out, I would have this. Here's my 20. We're told for point A, the crosswalk here is going to be 20 yards. From here to here is 30 yards. From here to here is 75 yards. So let's break apart these triangles and write them as two separate ones. So now we have this length here is the 20. This is AD. This here is that 30. This is the 75. And we're looking for this piece in the triangle. The corresponding sides is this piece to this piece and this piece to this piece. So we're going to have 20 over x equals 30 over 75. And then from there, we just cross multiply. So 30x from 30 times x equals 20 times 75, which is 1,500. Divide both sides by 30, and we get x equals 50. So it's going to be 50 yards going from point B to C. And that's going to be the answer.